I am the Highland scribe Cheryl L. Hudson, storyteller. I am about to begin. Are you ready? I am the Highland scribe, scribe to the stones, to the winds, to the bloodlines that walk unseen. Come closer, closer still. You see, the fire's warm, but this tale runs wild. You see, some tales live long because they're remembered, others because they're true. And this one begins in 1748, no far fae Aberdeen, in a deep forest that nae map dares name. You see, the cold creeps in there early, and light leaves it far too soon. It's the kind of place where even a crow'll bide quiet. Now there were two sisters, travelling folk. Mary was the oldest, just turned 18, and her younger sister Elspeth, a step behind her in age and always a little softer in the eye. They'd gone out gathering wild garlic and sorrel, the kind green that you put in soups when coin's low and the road's long. You see, they'd meant to be back by dusk, but dusk came just a little bit too quickly, as if it had been waiting for them. Soon they were turned around. You see, the trees all began to look the same, and the air changed. It grew heavy, still. That's when they found it. An old graveyard, sunken deep into the earth, half swallowed by the fog. See, the stones leaned like they were trying to whisper secrets to one another. And from that mist came a woman. She wore a gown older than memory, 15th century by the look of it. It was green, velvet, and deep as pine, and untouched by time. Her brown hair, well, it hung low, down by her waist, smooth and swaying as she went. She didna speak, no, didn't even lift her eyes up. Mary stepped forward. "Missus," she said, "can you tell us the road to Balnagarrow?" Nae answer. She tried again, louder this time. Still, the woman drifted on, silently. Now, traveller folk hae a rule. You see, you ask something once, maybe twice. Oh, but you best be listening in close, because ask a third time, and you're no longer asking the living. Mary stood tall, stubborn. "I'll nae ask you again," she said. "To do so would be to call on Auld Nick himsel." The woman stopped, and slowly, with one pale arm, she pointed towards a narrow, deep path swallowed by shadows. Then she turned and walked on. They watched as she went on her own path. Mary nodded. Elspeth hesitated, but she followed her older sister. The forest began to swallow the trail behind them. Roots curled like claws, and the wind stopped dead. They came upon a clearing, and there it was. A cottage. Low, squat, thatched roof, smoke curling from the chimney, orange firelight flickering in the window. Oh, it looked safe, familiar almost. as if something remembered from a dream. Mary stepped forward, bold as ever, and knocked once. The door creaked open. Inside sat a man and a woman by the hearth. Their clothes were plain, but their eyes were too light. And their movements were just, they were just a little bit too smooth. "Oh, come on in, lass," said the man. "The baith of yous look frozen stiff." Mary stepped inside. Elspeth stood on the threshold, her heart thumping in her chest. They offered Mary soup, garlic and sorrow, just like they had meant to take and make themselves. Mary was cold to the bone. She took it and ate it, shaking, with her eyes wide. And Elspeth, she refused. She stood by the open door, foot still on the threshold. Then the woman by the fire leaned forward. "You saw her, didn't you?" she said, just a little bit too softly. Mary nodded. "Aye. She walks that graveyard still. 400 years have passed. Betrayed on her own wedding night, you ken. Oh, her lover was hanged by his own brother. She walks each night seeking company, and when she points, no all come back." Mary's spoon froze mid-air. "What do you mean?" The man now leaned in closer. Firelight began revealing his skin, dry and cracked like tree bark. The woman's hands trembled, too long and thin. She chooses the lonely ones. Oh, the young, the kind, the foolish. That's when the walls began to shift and the hearth went cold. Smoke curled up in black and it covered the rafters. The room darkened and Mary stood. "Elspeth," she whispered, "run!" Elspeth backed away in terror, and in that moment the door slammed shut behind her. She heard her sister Mary screaming. She ran and ran through the trees, across the roots and stones, branches slashing at her arms. She didn't stop until she saw firelight from their own family camp. Later, when she'd calmed down, she eventually told her parents what had happened. They didn't believe her at first, not until they took men from the camp. They took torches and dogs and followed her back to that place. They found the clearing. Aye, they found it. And the cottage. But it was in ruins. Walls crumbled, roof collapsed, no fire, no people, nothing. Except on the table, everything else was in ruins except this table. And on the table, Mary's basket. Fresh herbs still inside, the garlic, the wood sorrel, and they were still damp with dew. They searched for days. They never found her. Some say she walks the forest now, same as the Green Lady before her. A girl with long brown hair, never aging, her hands full of herbs that haven't grown in 100 years. And have you ever found yourself lost in those woods? And you hear a voice call your name. Once, maybe twice. dinna answer the third time, because that call isna for you. Thon's for him. And I am the Highland Scribe, scribe to the stones, to the winds, to the bloodlines that walk unseen. And until the fire lights again, sleep tight, wanderers.